Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now today's video a little bit different, however, in the past we did take a look at some products from the company Viter Energy. In that video we got out on the trails with, well, some caffeine mints to give me a little bit of extra boost while I was out on the trails in the camping and hiking environment. We had a number of people actually test out those mints and it was a pretty fun time. So today we're going to turn the corner a little bit and talk about some other products from Viter Energy. Here we have Caffeinated Gum and their extra strong mints, which both of these have definitely come into play for me. So where do these products fall? I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say these are EDC. These are everyday carry items that for me, I actually really enjoy. They've been absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit of an acquired taste, but if you're like me and have a bit of a caffeine addiction, you're gonna like this. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Viter Energy who did provide these for review. Now again, I know it sounds a little bit funny to say EDC when it comes to gum and mints, but think about it. In reality, bottom line is, a lot of people do like to have something to help freshen their breath. Well, what if it actually gave you a little bit of a boost and a little bit of a kick when you need it? For me, I can't always drink a cup of coffee even though I try to, but reality sets in and, well, if I can't get that cup of coffee, having these in my bag ready to go, it can definitely help take the edge off. Now these are pretty significant in terms of their overall dosing, not super like potent, but at the same time you have the extra strong mints and their gum, which is definitely something that for me, it's just been enough. Now whether or not you need a couple of them, that's in the eye of the beholder, but bottom line is, it's definitely enough to either jumpstart your day or give you a little bit of an edge when you need it. Now recently I was doing a whole bunch of travel. I actually had the opportunity to go to SHOT Show 2022. These mints definitely came into play. I used them myself on a number of occasions, and I also was able to share them with my co-host Carlos from Daily Carry Solutions. Now the two of us using these on a number of different occasions, some different flavors, and trying them out, and we definitely gained some impressions. Now the first thing for me was definitely that it was key to get one of these into my system right when I woke up. I mean, why? Well, I couldn't get my coffee right away, and I had some pretty important things to accomplish. So to get my brain moving and to really get me a little start in my day, leaving my hotel room, get one of these, pop it in, just enjoy the fresh breath, but also that little bit of a kick. It definitely worked out very well. And then later in the day, as the day wore on, we did have a media room that always had coffee, but I couldn't always get up there. And if I was out on the floor and just, again, needed that little bit of a kick, this definitely worked out nice. And keep in mind, we were talking to tons of people. The last thing you want to do is be dragging breath in front of people and really kind of turning them off, and especially when you're trying to make a positive impression. So again, having the mints freshen the breath, but still getting that little bit of a dose of caffeine for somebody like me was about perfect. So here you can see the packaging for the caffeinated gum and the caffeinated mints. Again, these are the extra strength. These are going to differ just a little bit, but at the same time giving you the same sort of benefits. So as we look at the nutritional facts, well, let's start with the extra strength mints. Serving size of 1 mint, 0 calories, less than 1 carb. These have sugar alcohol, so not actually like sugar per se, but sugar alcohol, but not a lot, less than 1 gram. You do end up with actually some supplements. So in here you can see niacin, vitamin B6, folate, vitamin B12, and caffeine. So you get a little bit of some, additional little things to help out. But the caffeine here, 80 milligrams, that's pretty solid, where 80 milligrams is going to be just about a cup of coffee, when in reality, an actual cup of coffee probably closer to like 95 milligrams, but this gets you close. Now, for me, keep in mind, like my cup of coffee is probably like 4 cups of coffee. So like my body is used to probably, 240 to 300 milligrams of caffeine, which is probably not good. And that's in the morning. Never mind if I get myself a coffee in the afternoon. But bottom line is definitely cool. Now that is the information here on the caffeinated mints. But inside here, this is a variety pack. And I've been sort of working at the cinnamon flavor. So here, the cinnamon flavor and the wintergreen flavor. But these also coming with peppermint. So you end up with basically 2 of each one of these in these little tins. Now, each one of these tins here having 20 pieces. So if you were to get yourself one of these packs, you end up with about 120 mints in total. So pretty nice, compact, and as I mentioned, something you could use for EDC. Now, what about this gum? Again, 1 piece, total calories 0, less than 1 carb, a little bit of the sugar alcohol, the same, niacin and vitamin B6, folate, and B12, and then caffeine. These are 60 milligrams, so a little bit less than the mints, and again, a little bit less than a cup of coffee, maybe about 2/3. Now, for me, I did find that I was basically chewing a single piece of gum, and the mints, maybe 1, or maybe I would go to a second. But for me, my jam, I would eat 1 mint, and when I was done with that, I'd pop a piece of gum. And to me, that was just like that perfect sweet spot. I definitely liked it, and it was the appropriate amount of caffeine, and I definitely could feel it. Now inside here, this again is also a variety pack. You end up with here 4 packs of gum. So I've been working here on this wintergreen. So this one here, the wintergreen flavor. And then I've also been working on one of these in the cinnamon. I've actually only had a couple of them, but very good. Now, one thing I can tell you is if you haven't had any of these caffeinated products, you might not be completely used to the way they taste. They do have a little bit of a bitter undertone. So with the gum, you do end up with 12 pieces, so 12, 24, 48 total if you get the variety pack, as opposed to, as I mentioned, with these mints, you get more like 120 mints. Now, what are my impressions? Again, I'm going to go back to, if you have not had a caffeinated product like this, it's a little bit bitter. I mean, coffee itself is a little bit bitter, but these are not like the sweetest mints. So if you're somebody that wants to kind of dabble in this and you're not sure like if you're going to like it, my suggestion is go with the gum. The gum is actually a touch sweeter. I found it just to be a little bit sweeter, and that's what Carlos felt as well. He was having a little bit of a hard time with the cinnamon on the mints, just because, again, it's a little bit bitter. He didn't have quite as much of a problem with the wintergreen, and we never dabbled too far into the peppermint. I did a little bit myself, but I didn't share those too much with him. And then for the actual gum, he was not a huge fan of cinnamon, but he doesn't like cinnamon too much, and actually did like the wintergreen. So again, the wintergreen's going to be probably like the easiest to get into, and the gum is going to be a little bit sweeter than the mints. But overall, as I mentioned, a product that I can say I definitely like it. I'm a fan. I like the bitter taste. It doesn't bother me at all. I love the fact that you have that sort of freshening of the breath with a little bit of kick to get some of those other little supplements. So Viter Energy, nice job. And so again, I don't know if you technically call this EDC, but what I can definitely tell you is it is for me. Viter Energy doing a nice job. So again, I'd like to say thank you very much to the people at Viter Energy for providing this for review. they have a number of other products. So not just this particular gum and not just these particular mints. The gum is really their newest product, but the mints have been out for a while. They have their standard mints. Here they have their extra strength mints. And so for me, it's definitely something I enjoy. And I can say, if you like this type of product, I can recommend it for you. And if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel has a number of videos. It is growing quite fast. So if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check out Outer Limitless 2. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.